What is up, everybody? Excuse me. Good to be back. Good to see you guys again. Long time no see. Honestly, I had to take a couple months and get some things figured out for myself. Getting to be on that, got it about figured out, and I'm actually really looking forward to getting back into this. And part of getting back into this is I did a series of big updates that I pushed live last night, and I want to go through and show you guys some of the stuff that I did. Some plans we got coming up. I think it's gonna be pretty cool. So that being said, here's the site. You know what we were dealing with before. I didn't change much on the home screen. One thing I did do down here in the footer, I added privacy terms. I had a disclaimer already, but I had to reach out for support as well. So those things there, minor things, minor things. Let's go over to the members tab. So as you can see here, this remains the same. Just lists out all the things that you get access to. So let's go ahead and sign in. I got my Phantom here. Wallet address. I'm going to confirm. One thing you'll notice is that the site is much faster now. I went through, we cleaned up a lot of the code, and it is much cleaner now, much faster, much more responsive. I went through and tried to optimize it for mobile the best I can. Of course, whenever you're doing stuff like these courses, on a mobile phone, it's just going to be tricky. It's trying to fit a navigation panel and the course and all this other stuff in there. It's just gets to be cumbersome for mobile, but it should be a little bit more easy to navigate now. One thing that I changed or added pretty recently that I think is going to be pretty nice, especially as like a good core access perk for people, is this portfolio planner. This used to be the trader tracker, which I have now updated, and I'll get to that in a minute. But the portfolio planner. So let's go through this real quick. I'm actually just going to go ahead and redo a new assessment. So how this thing works is you take a short quiz. Based on the answers to your questions, your risk tolerance, you get assessed a risk score. And then, there's different allocations that how you might structure your portfolio. Okay, I want to start by saying that, of course, this is not financial advice. This is all merely educational. Just give you a roadmap, something you can start with. If you're, everybody needs a little bit of guidance when it comes to that stuff. So it's okay to take this as a framework, build on it, whatever else, or not use it at all, whatever, but just an option. So let's go through this. Okay, so what's your primary investment horizon? I'm going to say 5 to 10 years, although really it's 10 plus. Level of drawdown, I can tolerate. I'm plenty drawdown. Markets drop 30 effectively. Income, I experienced my first 3 years. How involved do you want to be by strategy today? How frequent? Really, this is me down here. It's okay. Boom. So I went through, got an 85 out of 100. The higher the score, the more aggressive. Okay, so there's 5 different bands from ultra conservative to ultra aggressive. And you can see some of the allocation recommendations based. Okay, so 22% large cap, 30% mid cap, 23% low cap. Do some advanced DeFi, LPs and farming, active trading, and it gives you suggestions for the courses. Just somewhere to start. I want to say too, obviously these courses, it's they're good in the sense that they're really well put together. They flow very well from one topic to another, leads you along all the things you need to know. You know, Obviously people can go through and do this kind of research on their own, of course. But with these, the whole idea behind this is it kind of flows through. The first course, especially the initiation, what is crypto, what is a blockchain. going through the very basics, leading people all the way through wallet setup, wallet creation, self custody in general, that kind of stuff. And then you get into the intermediate courses where it's strictly liquidity provision. This is all borrowing and lending. This is all staking and liquid staking. So it'll give you recommendations based on your risk tolerance, based on the answer to those questions. Okay, so let's go back. That's a portfolio planner. What's really crazy, the core access here, this is 100,000 tokens. This right now is $1.50. It's unbelievable. I like these mindset exercises too. I know we've covered these before, but the mind is that's one thing that I've noticed over the past couple months. One thing I've really been working on. The mind is it has to be in tune with everything else. I was out of balance, and now that the balance is returned, I'm ready. Okay, let's get into the second part. All right, we've had the courses done, and the advanced DeFi strategy is done for some time now, but the trader tracker. Now I've cleaned it up a little bit. This does, it still looks very similar to how it was before, but instead of it being a big grid of 9 different cards, I split it up like this now. So it's you can do daily time frame, weekly time frame, monthly, or yearly. Okay, so if you're looking at this, you might not recognize what these mean, but if you look at this scoring card here, it shows you what all this is. So accumulated wealth is P&L, growth positions ROI. The conviction score is a score for efficiency, consistent execution, discipline, how well they use leverage. Liquidity tier is just how much we hide the true amounts of their accounts, but we do it in tiers. So gold tier is over $1 million, emerald is over 250K, ruby is less than that. But all these accounts are at least 50K anyway, so so you can kind of go through and see, like, as these players or as these traders are opening trades and closing trades, you can kind of go through and see what people are doing. This again, this is not financial advice. It's just a little tool I put together. Something you can take a look at. I kind of see how people are trading. I broke it down by the top gainer for the time frame, the best return on investment in the time frame, and the best risk control in this time frame. So whenever you switch time frames, it pulls up the person with top gainer here, best ROI here, best risk control here. So yeah, that's one of the big things. Of course, we have this big the migration is currently ongoing. May 11th, when this is going to be over. This stuff is, it's been said several times at this point. I know we kind of have not been very vocal on the socials. I am going to be getting to that. I'm only one person. But that being said, one thing I want to show you guys too is in the about section. I upgraded our roadmap a little bit. There's a couple things that have been changed and a couple of things that have been added. So one thing I want to, first of all, we've marked the advanced members features done. Good there now. But one thing I added is this. And this is the next thing that, to get us a little bit of exposure. Okay, so I am in the process of, with the rest of my weekend, working on getting our app here into the Solana Seeker. For those of you that, mobile phone by Solana. The reason being is I'm going down to a Solana event in the beginning of May for Consensus and Accelerate. And, I think the best way to network with people about this token is to show them the app that we built, or that I built, but on behalf of us. Because what's really cool about this, I built into the access, the people that have the seekers, everybody that has a seeker gets a soulbound NFT. So if you have one of those soulbound NFTs and you're on the seeker, you get immediate access to the elite tier. So I'll be able to show people like, hey, dude, check out my app. Boom. You have a seeker, you'll get immediate access. People that don't, obviously have to buy the tokens. But I think that's going to be a pretty cool foot in the door kind of thing. Meeting new people, doing some networking down there. That being said, let's go back into here. I also added, we got to be a little bit more legitimate. Terms of use, privacy policy. And I always had a little bit of a risk in education disclaimer, but also how to reach out to support and contact us. Very helpful. But yeah, honestly, I think that's about it. But yeah, so worked on getting making it a little bit faster. You know, we cleaned up the code a little bit. Did a security audit after I made all these changes. Everything is looking good. Optimized for mobile. I'm in the process of, right before I do the app, I'm gonna optimize for SEO. You know, whatever, all that gay shit. But yeah, we're gonna get there. And if not, I've had a lot of fun building the shit along the way. So it's led me to explore this as more of a passion now. So no matter what happens, I'm very grateful for this. I'm grateful for all of you, and we won't tell anyone when we make it, but there will be signs. Peace.